Hey you guys, it's Disney Love Anime. Today we're going to be talking about the Yashahime Princess Half Demon episode 18, where Sesshomaru and Kirinmaru. Now, one thing I'm just going to say I don't like about this episode, already we did not need the last, 3 to 4 minutes of the last episode. I kind of feel like that cut us out on time. With them showing again how they were stuck in a Kanton's trap. I think they should have just skipped out on like 4 minutes of time just because this episode was really short. When it came down to the last part with Sesshomaru and Kirinmaru actually fighting. So anyway, they end up killing Kanton, just sniffing out his demonic energy, and Tosetsu, um, he's fighting Moroha, and ends up eating a rainbow pearl, but still is kind of being overwhelmed by the Moroha. Then after Kantan is dead, Setsuna and Toa go to meet Moroha, and obviously he can't take all three of them at this point. So he transforms and turns into like a little dust cloud thing. I know I'm skipping over this a little bit, but I just want to hurry up and get to the point. Turns into a dust cloud to go. I guess he was trying to go and get help from Kirinmaru, but basically Kirinmaru had blew him like out of the little dust cloud that he was in, so and just told him to just go away. And that's when Kirinmaru meets with the girls, and I'm assuming why Sesshomaru doesn't want to fight him head on, because he has this power to just blast you away, I guess, with a thought, and like he doesn't even have to move. And he also said that he has spells and different things that he knows how to do that he didn't even do yet. So I think that would be one of the main reasons why Sesshomaru knows that he can't maybe fight him head on without any help. Because he does seem to be pretty powerful with that power alone to just instantly push you back with a lot of force. And also I think when it's not unlike Sesshomaru's speed, where Sesshomaru can just be fast and be there. He can actually, it looks like he's blinking at the speed of an eye on speed. So maybe he's faster than Sesshomaru. I'm not really sure. The fight scene that they showed, obviously the girls aren't going to be strong enough to take on this 100-year-old demon. I mean, he's hundreds and hundreds of years old, with spells and demonic capabilities they just don't have yet. So they started asking him about the dream butterfly, and he's like, it will kill me and it will disappear. And are you the half demons that are fated to take my life? So it really makes me wonder about this theory I've been seeing like on Tumblr and Instagram, that Kirinmaru was the one that fell in love with the original priestess that created the Shikon jewel, Midoriko, and their son is Riku, because I read somewhere that they they gave us the hint of who Riku is in like one of the first episodes, and I was like, well, how is that true? Because I don't know how the original Inuyasha would even tie into Yashahime, but that's just on like one little article I read. Like one voice actor said that they gave us who potentially Rico might be. So I don't know, that was kind of weird. So I'm thinking maybe that theory might be true, that Kirinmaru fell in love with Midoriko. They had Riku, and like maybe Riku is the son, of Kirinmaru, and Riku, being a half demon, just wants to prove himself to his father. So who knows? But anyway, they have a really bad fight scene with the girls. The girls are extremely overwhelmed. Even Maruha turning into Beniasha for what, a minute and a half. That wasn't enough to do anything to him, and he was laughing that she had no power, really no skill. He was a little bit impressed with Toa. I think was able to get like a scratch on his face, but he even said, she lacks skill. She can absorb demonic energy, but there's something really else that she can do. She doesn't have any skill set to it. Um, his fight with Setsuna, I mean, he just put her down on the ground too. I think Toa was the only one that stuck out in his mind that could actually have potential to do something. So anyway, all the girls are basically put on their knees and thrown back, and this is the part where she becomes Beniyasha. But like I said, it was only for like a minute and a half, and she's doing Iron Reaver, Soul Stealer, and Blades of Blood, and that doesn't do anything to him. We finally get to the part where both Moroha's just out cold because after she turns into Beniyasha, Toa and Setsuna are on their knees, and basically Sesshomaru pops up before I guess he would deliver the final blow. This part was where it got really interesting to me. Jocken hops down and he's like, Sesshomaru, Kirinmaru says, are you here, to be a compassionate parent and save your children? And Jocken says, no, Sesshomaru doesn't get into personal matters. But also, Sesshomaru says, Jocken, like, shut the fuck up. And, Sesshomaru and Kirinmaru go off to do battle. So, Jocken goes over to the girls and he's like, my, how much you guys have grown. So I'm hoping that they actually do a backstory of what happened between the twins being born and Jocken setting up that barrier, because that's all we know. And from Toa's memory and recollection, Toa said that they've always lived in the forest alone. So it made me wonder, what happened, to Jocken taking care of them and what happened to Ren coming to the barrier. I'm hoping that they do a backstory about that because we don't know. The one thing I do hate about the show the most is that they'll tell you bits and pieces of information, then figure it out. They have like these 3 to 4 episodes of filler episodes and something big does happen, but we only get like 2 to 3 minutes of something big happening and then the episode's over. That's one thing I do not like. So Kirinmaru and Sesshomaru are doing battle, and I mean, you can see, I'm really happy with the animation that they at least spent on this because you can feel like the pulsations and the power waves that they are sending from each other's blows. So basically, Kirinmaru says that your daughters don't seem to have the power to take my life, but he also says at least in this translation, he says, however, Sesshomaru, I will still have you work for what I desire you to do. So it makes me think, did he put Ren on the tree? Like, how Sesshomaru went ahead and sealed Inuyasha and Kagome so Kirinmaru could not fight them. It makes me think, out of pettiness, he went ahead, maybe when Ren was on her way to the barrier, he went ahead and, kidnapped her and put her in the tree. Just to be petty back to Sesshomaru. Just because, he knows that he can always get to Sesshomaru through his kids and through Ren mostly. So, Sesshomaru goes back, like, after, Kirinmaru doesn't think the girls are, worthy of taking his life, or he doesn't even have to worry about them. Sesshomaru goes back to the beach, and for a moment, Jocken stops him, and he's like, well, wait, Sesshomaru, do you think that we should, wait a little bit? Like, we can't leave him like this. And just for a moment, Sesshomaru, like, looked up at him like, okay, dang, I don't really want to leave my kids, but we have to leave Jocken. I guess so if Kirinmaru is, watching or whatever, he doesn't seem weak. Or whatever Kirinmaru has on him that he can't, just kill him and be done with it. So I guess we'll just have to see. That was the episode until, the girls woke up. Moroha woke up first and checked on Setsuna and Toa. Then scene cuts back to them being at the tree, and you know, Setsuna's playing her violin, which I don't know why they play that song from movie 4. I know that song was about half demons, and you know, the whole fourth movie was about acceptance for half demons, so I get that part. But I know sometimes I wonder, will they tie in, you know, movie 4 with this, with him being a beast king or whatever, with the half demons that lived on that particular island. So sometimes I do wonder that, but I know that kind of be, you know, a long shot, but just in case. Um, then, you know, Toa looks up into the sky and says, you know, I wonder what Sesshomaru is going to try to do. So they do show Ren, like, after this scene. Let's see. After she thinks that, I wonder what Sesshomaru is trying to do, they do show Ren after this scene, and it does says, you know, Ren and Toa's mother. So, and now, I don't know, has anyone noticed the animation, but it looks like she's like encased in like a glass. Like, I know that she was encased in something, but I guess on my screen or whatever, it looks like she's more encased in glass or something. So, I don't know. Anyway, this is the shit I'm talking about with them giving us information and giving us right back into filler episodes. The next episode, it goes back to Sango's son. He's been tricked into going to a demon slayer battle, and I think Setsuna joins in it too. And some type of way they're gonna have to fight each other. To me, that kind of feels like a filler episode that should have been done. What, episode 5? You know, because now, you know, you introduce Sesshomaru to fight Kirinmaru, you know, for like barely a minute and a half. Now we're right back to filler episodes. That's one thing I hate, you know, about this show. So I think by this being episode 18, we have less than, I think we're only having like 24 episodes. I mean, they really have to get to it in these next episodes. Like, after this should be it on filler episodes. They need to give us more backstory, I feel. Um, I don't know. Anyway, that's my only thoughts on this episode. Next week, I will not. I mean, I'll watch the episode. Is this guy from freaking Naruto? Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's the shit that just pisses me off about this show, because I want to know more information. And I want more Sesshomaru scenes. Damn it. Like, I just feel like we finally got like a little mini sequel of Sesshomaru, and, you know, knowing what Sesshomaru does, and we barely get like 2 to 3 minutes of it, you know. I don't know. Anyway, that's it, and I will see you guys whenever.